Hi, this is Beata from Splitcoaststampers. In this video I'll show you how to create a Meander book. That is a book that has pages that were created out of one piece of pattern paper. So let's get started with that. First you need a 12 by 12 inch piece of pattern paper and a scoring tool. I'm using the Scor-Pal. And you score your paper at 3, 6, and 9 inches. Then you turn it around and score it again at 3, 6, 9 inches to create a grid. Next you will need scissors or a paper cutter. I use the paper cutter because I can't cut straight for this big. And you line up your paper with the first scored line. And you start at the edge of the horizontal first scored line, so at 3 inches, and you cut all the way up to the end of the paper. Then you line up with your 6-inch score line and you cut from the first score line on top, which is at 9 inches, all the way down to 0. And for the last one we do the same as the first line, so we line up at 3 inches and cut all the way up on top. It almost looks like a labyrinth. And you start on the side that has the opening on the bottom. And you fold your score lines up and down to the first corner. I'm using a piece of chatterbox paper. Now when you're at the top, you fold your first row under and then fold down towards you and up and down again, up and down motion. You're creating an accordion book, kind of. So then when you land on the bottom, you fold it under again. And then go up and down again. Fold under to the last row is there now, and fold up and under again. These will be your pages. Now the tricky part is to find out what's the top and what's the bottom. I unfold and see where it has more folds that go up. You see here and here, this will be our top. So what we do now, we will tape these pages together to create little slots for tags. But before I do that, to make sure I get it right, I punch little half circles so I know which sides go together, and also makes it easier later to get my tags out. So I check every double page. If it opens on top, the one in the middle won't. The one in the middle will open to the front. Now we'll punch that to the front, see here? Because the top is closed. So we'll punch here. And then the rest is the top again. Then you will need strong adhesive. You know, I love my score tape, and for this project, because I want to create inserts and have lots of room for my tags, I will use the 1/8 of an inch tape. So we just have to close these up. So we put a tape here, and I'll never forget the bottom so your tag doesn't slip out. And tape that together. And for this one, you have to tape both sides. I have to check every time I make that to make sure I get it right. And those little half circles help, because then you don't get disoriented what's the top and what's the bottom. Peel off. So you get my drift. You continue to do that till you have all your pages done, and then you take 2 pieces of chipboard. I already cut mine down to 3.5, and the way I did that, I have a Carl's cutter, and that paper cutter cuts really well through chipboard. Otherwise you can use an X-Acto knife and a ruler. So I cut these down to 3.5, and already decorated it with Fancy Pants designer paper. And you can use a bind it off to bind it, or you can use just what we're going to do, we're going to just tape it together. And for that, I want to create a spine, because I don't want the edges of my pages to show, and just pretend we already did all the pages. Sorry about that. So I cut a piece of 3 by 2 inch designer paper, pattern paper. It's also from All Fall from Fancy Pants. And now I'm going to use 1/2 inch score tape, because I don't want this to come off on both sides. Peel it off and fold it around to cover up the backing of this. Now when we put our tops on, it will look pretty. And then just add pattern paper, score tape again. And don't put it too close to the edge so it will open all the way. And tape your front on. It's easier this way. Then we add more tape and put on the back, and then all you have to do is decorate your pages with pictures, or you could make it a journaling book, anything you want to use it for will work fine. I have chipboard today. There. And then for the back, just tape this on, and then you can add pages. I like to have one journaling page and one mat for pictures, and add that or decorate it any way you want. Don't forget to tape all those pages before you do what I did. I hope you have fun with this. See you next time.